Hi, everyone. My name is Julie Roth-Novak, CEO and co-founder of PartySlate. We had over, I think, 650 people register for this webinar. So we have a lot of exciting news to share. And I'm really excited to have my co-hosts, Lillian, who runs our customer success team and operations, and Phil, who's our chief operating officer and now running our product team. Thank you guys for joining me. You guys know I secretly want to have my own TV show. So this is the closest I can get to being on air since I can't sing, act, or dance. This is my thing. PowerPoint, demos, I'm excited. Thank you guys for joining me.
We're happy to support you in your dreams, Julie.
I did get into that one episode of Cake Hunters, that reality show where we got to pick the winning cake for our 2-year anniversary. So, I did have some TV experience. But the topic today, I think why we got so many registrations is we're going to show our first two Party Slate integrations that we're doing. One is for Tripleseat, which is a common CRM and proposal template or proposal platform for many venues and hotels and restaurants. And then Canva, which is so exciting. It's one of the most popular design tools, not only for our industry, but in the world, making what was only accessible to professional designers really easy to create proposals, mood boards, invitations. Even like my mom or even myself could create something. But before we jump in, I'd love to know, you guys are allowed to get your phone out. I know you're not multitasking. We just want to do a quick survey. If you could scan the QR code, tell us what kind of business you run. Are you a venue, a planner, a photographer, caterer, design, floral? We're just trying to get a feel for who joined us today. And also would love to know what cities you are zooming in from today. I know our last webinar, we had people from almost every continent, of course, mainly North America. But Lillian and Phil, tell me if you start seeing some cities. But usually we get most of the US covered, but we're starting to get more in Europe and Australia and other places as well.
We have a lot from the US, but I personally am jealous of the people who are dialing from Cabo and Bora Bora. That's
Oh,
where I
nice.
was right now.
I'm excited to go to Cabo for my seniors in high school spring break, but I will not be going to the nice resorts I like to go to. I'll be going to a all-inclusive kind of high school type resort. But you know what? It's high school senior break, so I will be doing that. It looks like we have a lot of venues, planners, some caterer, design, entertainment. Um, I think we drew a lot of venues this time because of the triple seat connection, and we're really excited to talk about it. So I think I'm going to just jump in. Guys, you can tell me. I know some of you are still responding, but again, feel free to put where you're zooming in from, your business. We would love to get the chat going. Anyone from Hawaii, Bora Bora? That's where I would like to be right now. So how I got here, many of you guys have heard my founding story, but I have to say it all started with my seventh grade, yes, traditional boy-girl roller skating party that I hosted. And I remember kind of planning it and putting the music together and what it was, the pizza and everything. And I just loved events from that day forward. I fell in love with digital marketing when I worked at a bank here in Chicago. And fast forward many years, the digital agency that I hired to help with the bank's first website called agency.com hired me. And I spent 20 years working in digital marketing, technology, and SaaS companies. And I kept planning all these events because as I mentioned before, I was a client. So I had 50 large scale events, recruiting parties, sales incentive trips, fundraisers, my kids' school, fundraiser, PTO parties. And I just knew, being this digital technologist, that there had to be a better way. And I knew there was a lot of wedding blogs out there, but I was looking for something very content rich to give me ideas, but also help me find the best venues, planners, and caterers. So fast forward, I redesigned my kitchen using Houzz, Houzz. How many people like Houzz? The original version of Houzz was really, really content rich. It was before they did e-commerce. And I found a kitchen designer, I found a landscaper. I became obsessed with this experience as I was redoing my house in the suburbs and really felt like lightning struck that I wanted something like this for the events I was planning. I didn't want just a listing site. I wanted to get inspired by the people I was thinking of hiring. So I dreamt out loud for about 3 or 4 years. Anyone who would listen, especially when I had like a drink too, I'm like, I'm doing this thing. And everyone's like, you got to do it. You got to do it. I always tell people, dream out loud because your friendors, your friends will hold you accountable. Finally, my husband's like, you got to do this. And I think I was scared to make the leap, leaving my big digital agency tech job behind, but I felt compelled to solve the problems I was seeing. And the main problems I was seeing is very little time in the day, disorderly content in many different, Dropbox, Google Drive, and the inability to easily become a great content marketer. And so what we built originally was this front of house, PartySlate.com consumer application, which is the main part of our solution, which and I'm going to show you a demo of that. And then last year, we made the leap into SaaS and tools for the industry, which we call our back of house, our PartySlate Pro. And really want to make sure, Lillian and your team, the level of support that is the foundation of our house, back of house, front of house, is a big differentiator. You know the name of your customer success manager. We have a photo migration team. We have a support team that wants to handhold and really help you get the most out of PartySlate. So I'm going to share a few milestones and then we're going to go into a demo, which I know is why you're here today. But I am really proud that over the last 12 months, over 3.5 million people have visited PartySlate.com, which is, I remember I was excited when we had 10,000, a year. Now we're close to 4 million people. About 90% of that traffic is US, corporate couples, people planning milestone events. And then about 10% of that is outside the US, which is growing. Our inquiries are up 71% year over year. And Lily, do you want to talk a little bit about our two integrations that we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, so I'm really excited that we have these two live, Canva and Triple C. Honestly, our customers have been asking about it for a very long time, and we're listening. So also, if anyone has any other integrations that they're interested in, use the chat. We're always curious to know what you guys are working with, the other apps that you guys have that we could also be integrated in. On Canva, Julie's going to give a quick preview of what it'll look like on the call here, but it's really easy to integrate. You could all do it live on this call, in fact. And with our Triple C integration, all of your inquiries will now feed directly into your CRM. So it's immediate, it's easy, no more copy and pasting. I am curious. So I do see in the Q&A, someone did ask, is or will PartySlate integrate with Salesforce? So I would actually love for everyone on this call to tell us what CRM you're using. Use the chat, type it in. There's a few names that I know I've certainly heard quite often, but I'm curious to survey the audience here. And if it's Triple C, we got you, and we are keeping our eyes open for the next one that we'll do after.
Yeah. And we've talked about Salesforce. We talked about Honeybook. We've talked about obviously HubSpot and some others. And we know there's some point solutions for venues and planners out there. We want to integrate with those teams. We have an incredible team of product leaders that report to Phil and technologists. And we want to make this really, really easy so that there isn't the copying and the pasting. And to be honest, sometimes people lose track of their leads and we want to make it easy. And we know some of the leads are looky-loos, but if you get 100 leads and 10 of them are great, we want to make sure those 10 you don't lose track of. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about that soon, but I'm also really proud that we want to make our new product innovations really visible and easy to understand. So I know when I go into the Apple store and we have the Genius Bar and like maybe it's something really easy, but just to have someone kind of handhold. We're doing these PartySlate summits all over the country. Yes, it's great networking. Yes, people close business at these parties, but we also give kind of the 101 of how to use the product, and we have our experts there to answer your questions. And what I love the most, and I know Phil, you love this too, is people are not shy about telling us what they want us to build next. And that's the best way we can innovate, is hearing your pain points and hearing what you would like to see either front of house or back of house. So our big summits were LA, New York, Chicago. I don't know if anyone on the call was able to attend those, but we would love, love, love for you to come to our upcoming ones in Charleston, DC, and Miami. Those are incredible opportunities, not only to learn about Party Slate, but to meet other leaders in your space. And I hear some people saying New York was amazing. We really go all out for these events. There's no charge for these events. We want to make this open to our community to learn and to really create new connections. So back to what we've heard from you, and we hear this over and over again, is you feel that you're so busy. I like to say you're putting on Broadway shows, the date can't be moved, you're putting up these high pressure events, and it's incredibly challenging, and I'm putting photographers aside for now, to organize, find, share the content you need when you need it. I've heard a lot of stories about people using their Party Slate profile or the back of house when they're doing a venue tour, and they can search for that perfect photo that they're looking for and find it in seconds. I see people like scrolling their iPhone photos. Oh, I know I have it in there. It's not as seamless as having something at your fingertips. So our goal is, in addition to helping you grow your business and better market yourself, is giving you access to your most valuable marketing and sales goal, which is your professional portfolio of photos. And so what we've built, and this literally is the new part of Party Slate called Party Slate Pro, is an easy place where you can store, access, and share, and also I'll say now integrate your content all in one place. No more scrambling for photos and disorganized drop boxes. We want to be the place where your photos live and are easily accessible. And as I've said in our summits, and I know Lillian, we laugh about this. This is private. So back of house, just like your kitchen, you're not going to like welcome your guest, come back of house and see everything, the craziness that happens back of house. The design is so beautiful that people are like, oh, can my customers see this? Can my prospects see this? No, this is a private area that is just for you. Someone asked, is this being recorded? Yes, and we'll share a link to the recording. So I'm going to just do a quick demo, and Lillian and Phil, if you guys could kind of keep a lookout for questions, because I'd love to keep this interactive. I want to just give a quick view of how this works, starting at Google. This could be starting at ChatGPT. This could be starting at Google's AI, but still 70% of our traffic is coming from an organic search result. Let's say we're planning Party Slate Summit 2.0 in New York, and you want to find top venues in New York. Our team, our product and tech team, has worked really hard that right underneath the ads, we're typically one or two, sometimes we're three. In this case, we're the second search result, but we get a ton of traffic to this link, a ton. And let's say in this case, we are looking to do a hotel. I can use these filters. You can also put event type, your guest count, if they have pricing or not. And let's just say I'm looking through here and I'm looking at these incredible hotels in New York, and the Plaza, who gave me permission to share this, draws my eye. We've been working for the Plaza for a long time. Again, this is front of house, and I know many of you are familiar with this, but you can invite them in with kind of a view of the different types of events you do. Most people, through our research, spend a significant amount of time looking at event spaces. They want to better understand, if I'm doing a corporate event, are there breakout rooms? Is there a green room? Is there a restaurant in the hotel? Really, and also a virtual tour, that is very popular. So these are like mini albums tied to your specific event spaces. And I do like to brag a little bit. Our design and product team so amazing. There is no other platform out there. I know I'm biased, Lillian and Phil, but there's no other platform out there that has the level of detail about your event spaces. And Lillian, tell me if there's anything I'm missing as I'm going through this.
The other thing I'd say is that our product team has also done a ton of consumer research. And so the reason why different areas are highlighted in this way is because they've done all this research to understand what consumers actually care about when they're trying to decide if they want to engage more and inquire to learn more. And so, Julie right now is on the event spaces example or event spaces section because we know that consumers really care to see your event spaces to understand more. And then the first tab over that, Julie, if you click on it, is event
Yeah.
galleries. Consumers also, they're so visual. They want to see what a real event actually looks like set up in that space. They want to see people in there. They want to envision what their actual event could look like, which is why we've also designed the profile in a way that really highlights your real event galleries.
You know what a lot of people are doing is, let's say someone's interested in galas, you can actually just copy this link. So there's 4 galas, and copy the link and send it over. And we're going to show you a couple other ways you can share as well. But it just is better than like JPEGs and like dated, old events. This can be really a sales tool in addition to raising awareness of your space. And then I also feel like, in addition, and again, when you click in here, it's nice that you can kind of call out, your photographer, your planner. We always want to make sure that credit is given to the people that bring you to the table, or you brought them to the table. And then, for example, at Banga Studios, the photographer, the plaza will show up as a venue that they've worked with. So we really try to make it kind of like a LinkedIn experience where you can help each other market. And then as far as testimonials, it's really easy to just kind of put your testimonials here. It's not like the angry mother-in-law on another platform where you're like, oh God, that person was crazy. You can copy and paste and cherry pick your best testimonials. And what we think is your biggest testimonials is your real events and who you're working with. This says more than kind of some of the fake reviews out there about what work you can do and the level of work and who you work with. And then another thing that kind of builds your credibility is who you've worked with. So let's say your planner is Amy Katz, and you see that she's done 5 events at the plaza, or 10 events at the plaza. That says a lot about her experience and that she knows this venue. And of course, that is a big builder of confidence. So again, we try to take the real world connections you've worked so hard to create. And I know how hard it is to break into new groups and to get into planners and to get in on that preferred list, or even an informal preferred list. We want you to get credit for that. And we want you to help each other market to each other. Anything else, Lillian, here that you want me to show?
Well, the two other things that I guess I'd want to talk about too is, especially with venues or any company really where you have a hard website to update, what I've heard a lot of our customers using their Party Slate profile too is that because it's so easy to update, you can actually show your whole portfolio of work. It's a great portfolio sharing tool where you can just send the link out directly to any prospective clients that you're working with. Versus, I mean, if you're a big brand, the events team might have just one page that's super static. You have to go through a lot of red tape to get those new photos up there. So definitely be leveraging it as a way to share your portfolio.
Look at those beautiful flowers, by the way. I'm getting lost.
I
Okay.
know. I
Yeah.
know. We all wish we were at the Plaza of New York right now.
Yeah.
But the other thing, we are here to talk about some of our new feature updates. And so with the Triple C integration, what that means is that all of your inquiries are going to go directly into Triple C. And so there's no more copying and pasting. What I've also heard from a lot of teams that we work with is that if you have a multi-person sales team and all your inquiries are going to that email inbox that's events at or sales at, it's actually really hard amongst your team to understand, hey, did that person respond, or should I respond? Because you don't have that level of visibility and that coordination as easily when it's just in that shared inbox versus when it's in a CRM, you have full visibility across your full team. And so there is a huge benefit if you have that multi-person team to just have it feed directly into your inbox for that better coordination. And of course, it's improved response time. So we all know, we all work in this industry. We know it's all about speed. It's about being that first response back in that inbox, making sure you have as many eyes on it as possible so that you can put in that customized response to someone and have it feel personal, but also have it be back fast. A CRM tool is designed, of course, exactly to do that. So I'm really glad that
And I do want to give a shout out. Rock Paper Coin is one of our event partners. Many people in the industry work with them. There's a lot of tools out there. We think the most important thing is do your homework, look at 2 or 3, but make sure that you have a CRM and payments platform. I do know some of the smaller companies are still doing, PDFs and credit cards over the phone. I know it's less and less, but they're still out there. Even some companies that you think that wouldn't have that. It's really important to have a CRM and payments partner. Again, most of the venues do already, but smaller companies like planners, it will save you so much time. You need something.
for sure. I think
It's expected.
it doesn't, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but you have to have that coordination, that follow up. You have to these people, and you have to have a system so that you are empowering yourself to do that.
Yes.
And I think the other thing that is helpful too with the CRM is that analytics tracking and reporting,
Yeah.
where you can then easily know what's working and what isn't.
Yes.
I talked to a customer the other day who said, I'm still working on training my salespeople to remember to put in what the source is in the CRM. So that's the other nice thing that I like with the integration is that you don't have to train your people to remember how to do something. It'll just automatically happen. It's one less thing for your sales team to worry about so they can focus on what they're the best at, which is selling and being in front of people.
And I won't click on the Plaza's analytics, but when you click on your analytics page, again, free profiles have some information. Paying members have a more built out, how many people looked at my photos, how many people saw me in the directory, how many inquiries, calls, clicks, etc. We track everything, even most popular photos that people like and people are saving. So it's a great visual overview, kind of like analytics tied in a bow. That's really great. And I know our product team worked really, really hard to make it easy and visual. But I'm excited to go back of house. So that was my little front of house tour. This is where Party Slate started. We do have close to 3.7 million people a year that are coming to visit. Our traffic is going up, not down. With AI, many marketplaces like Party Slate are going down. Our traffic is trending up. The last 2 or 3 weeks, even we've seen a spike. A lot of our SEO investments, our investments making us attract, to ChatGPTs of the world. It's working. So these are the fastest pages to load, and people really care about these platforms really care. It's fast. There's a lot of content. There's a lot of interlinks. They're looking at so many different factors on, is this a high quality page? And we've passed the test. High quality pages with valuable content. So our traffic continues to go up. We know referrals are number 1, 2, and 3. We get it. Referrals are everything in this industry. The second they get a referral, they go to a Google ChatGPT and they want to have 7 to 10 touch points before they reach out. So again, referrals, keep trying, keep getting those referrals, but know that your digital presence, it matters on getting the first or second call. I'm going to go to back of house now, and I'm going to emphasize again, back of house is private. It looks beautiful, so it doesn't look like an ugly Dropbox. So you might think, wow, this looks like a public searching page. We might have something similar to this on our public. We do have a search today, but something similar to this. But today, this is only accessible today. In the future, your photos accessible to you in Party Slate Pro. You have to have a login. For the Plaza, they have about 6 people that access this. Those are the only 6 people that can see this area. So,
and just to highlight, Julie, that PartySlate.com is where consumers interact with your front of house. Party Slate Pro at a different URL link, pro.partyslate.com is the back of house.
yes.
So, different product, different name, Party
Yes.
Slate Pro.
And you can get from your public profile, we tried to make it really easy, to your Party Slate Pro account. So it seems very seamless, but it is a completely different private platform. So I know I'm really emphasizing this because I presented in LA in front of like 400 people, and someone came up to me afterwards, hey, it'd be really cool if this was private. And I'm like, yes, it is private. So I kind of have a little joke that back of house, and when I'm on stage, I take a step back, is private, Party Slate Pro. So you can kind of see the logo up here. So let's say, and the Plaza shared, and we've talked to like hundreds and hundreds of venues, planners, caterers to understand their pain points. So I'm just using this because I have permission from Mike over at the Plaza to share this. They have a beautiful staircase. A couple is coming in and they're interested in understanding, they're really into photography. They got a great photographer coming for their wedding, where they can do kind of the photos, the family photos and the photos of them. And, the staircase is kind of iconic at the Plaza. And they want to have some photos ready to send in advance and ready to show when the prospect comes in. So by putting in staircase, they can see, and again, this is no manual tagging, this is all AI tagging, every staircase photo they have on Party Slate. So this is not someone tagging behind the scenes staircase. It is literally an AI generated tag that makes these photos come up. So let's say they want to see many different they want to see candles, they want to see floral, they want to see black and white. Again, this is just an example. You can actually click on the photos you like. Even the staircase in front is very iconic. You can pick all these photos, and right here, you can either download them. Let's say you wanted to do an Instagram post, or you can share. And I'm going to say staircase photos for Phil. Phil, let's pretend you're getting married there. And you can say, have this link expire in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, or even like a permanent link. And then you can easily create a share link and either copy the link. You could text it to someone. I've tried texting this. It's a really beautiful experience. Or you can just click preview. And here you have a photo landing page. We call it a photo page where it says staircase photos for Phil. The plaza's up at top, and you can see all these beautiful photos. I think this is a more seamless way. I know, Phil, you shared on stage when you married into an Indian family with different traditions, how you wanted to see mandap photos, and it was a little kind of clumsy. Not,
Yeah,
not, not, not as seamless as this. So
right.
we want to make it very seamless. And the new thing we actually added is you can do multi searches. So let's say you have your staircase and you're doing, oops, I didn't mean to click here. One thing to note, also, you can go through photos in a real meeting like this, an in-person meeting. So we have a little carousel there. So then you can do this. And then you could also say,
Actually, one note on the carousel, what I think is also going to be useful for people to know is that you can also install a shortcut on your iPad so that if you have an iPad where you're on a venue tour in an actual meeting, you can click quickly one button, open up this entire interface that Julie's showing, and then do that carousel view and just show people that big image while you're live. Because I know sometimes if you're in a space while you're doing a venue tour, it might be all blank, and it's really hard for someone to envision what does this look like set up with certain tables in a certain way or a theater style seating. You can show them live in that space too. And then you can do this type of, you can create this link to share with them afterwards.
yeah. Yeah, so I think actually being in a meeting and actually finding these and going through, it's just like more seamless. I know many of you guys have iPads, but you don't have all your photos. We want to make sure that if you do a search, and again, let's say someone's interested in a pink event and you type in pink, all of these pink photos are going to come. Again, I'm sure you have other use cases that you use. And then, the fun thing is you find a photo. I think this was that Love Shack Fancy party. My girls are obsessed with Love Shack Fancy, and you want to post this on social media. You have all your social media tags, and you can also generate some high ranking. I think people kind of are pro and con for hashtags, but can't hurt if some people are following some hashtags. And then you can just copy all of that, download the photo directly, and then you can go to your Instagram and post it within seconds. And Lillian, you want to talk a little bit about the mobile experience, or Phil as well?
Yeah, so you can also have that search and share experience that Julie just mentioned. If you go to your phone and click pro.partyslate.com, that'll bring you exactly to that search experience. With that, when you select select your photos and click share, you'll actually see another option that says share via apps. That integrates with a bunch of different apps that are on your phone. So you click share via apps, you'll find Instagram, and that'll automatically put those, 10 photos that maybe you selected directly into Instagram. You can choose whether you want it to be a reel, a carousel post, or a story. I just think this is so cool because listen, I'm not a Gen Z. I don't know how to create reels. It is a pain. It takes so much time, but you have to do it, right? We know what trends on Instagram. It's the videos these days. And so you have to dedicate that time to doing it. With the share via apps function, it'll put those 10 photos directly into a reel for you in 2 seconds.
Yeah. The last thing I'll share is, so let's say you have found the wedding aisles, you're looking to post one. You can also do orientation, so portrait, and then all the portraits will come up. You can, if you're looking for a specific partner that you've worked with, you can click on partners here. And some venues are very different in the winter than the summer. If you want to put some date ranges in here, or event type, if you only want to show certain event type. So we're trying to make this as easy as possible. And even like if you want to go into album name and you want to just search on galas, or you can do event type gala, we're making it so that everything you could possibly want to reach is at your fingertips. So all your event albums are here. You can also filter as easily as you want. For example, you just want to see the weddings. This is, again, just our back of house application. We are more than happy to help you migrate and get your photos posted on Party Slate. At the end, anyone who wants help or a demo, we will have a QR code for that. So anything else here? Of course, you can update your public profile here as well. We tried to make it as easy as possible. I like to say, like, my mom could do this, putting in your cover photos, etc. We have found pricing does help people qualify a little bit. If you want to put just a minimum, your FAQs, it's all here in PartySlate Pro.
Yep. And if anyone is interested in figuring out how to install that shortcut on your phone or on your iPad for that easy access so that all these tools are at the tips of your fingers, in the follow-up email after this webinar, we will send you a link that'll have just easy step-by-step instructions.
Yep. And we really encourage you, if you have a single sign-on, to each get your own accounts. You can still have your leads go to one inbox, but get your own accounts so that you can start playing with some of these tools and really get used to them. So happy to help you in any way get set up. So that is back of house.
One question in the chat actually from Vivian, how do you delete multiple photos out of an album quickly? So if you go into an album, maybe you can just do an example.
Yes.
I'm not going to actually delete anything,
No.
but click on those three dots in the bottom right corner.
Oops. Okay, is that okay?
And then click edit at the top right. So in this view, you'll see there's a little trash can in the bottom. We're not going to delete anything because we're not.
I won't. Don't worry. Yeah.
I know. But just for Vivian, just so you know, you can easily just go through here and then click the delete button and then click save at the top right corner.
Right here. And you can see that this is private. So if they wanted to add this, and I will not click on it, they could add this to their public profile. So it's very, very clear what's public, what's private. Sometimes you'll have a celebrity client. Sometimes you'll have a company like Google that doesn't want you to post, but you still want to have them for your sales team. And when you're doing walkthroughs, it's very easy to go from public to private.
And if you want to delete an album, you can do it at this point with the three dots as well. Yep, go ahead.
We don't have a multi-click and delete option yet, but like I said, we're always taking feedback on how people are using it and wanting to use it. And we have Phil, who runs our product team, here on the call. So this is great feedback.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. If you have anything that, as we're showing these features, you have ideas, it would be a little bit better. If it did this or did that, please write it in that chat. I'm actually going to download the transcript and share it with my product team. So,
yep, awesome.
Yep. Thanks.
And you can always click really quickly back to your public profile here. So you can go back to profile and again, back to the back of house. So we made it really easy, but again, PartySlate Pro, you can look at the top here at this URL, is private, and PartySlate.com is public. Okay, any other questions on back of house? Because I really want to show Canva and how that works. Okay. So how many, just curious, people use Canva? You could just say, I don't know, or use some sort of tool to design, whether it's mood boards or invitations or proposals. How many people use a tool? Feel free to share what tool you're using in the chat. We have found almost 50% of the people in the industry, maybe higher, Phil, that use Canva for some part of their business. It could be an invitation, it could be an Instagram post, it could be a graphic that they need for a presentation. It's a great tool, and that there's a reason why Canva is one of the biggest design platforms in the world now. Is it's so easy, and their design philosophy is similar to PartySlate. We want to make it really easy. So as you look at, I'm just logged in. I think I even have a free Canva application. I know PartySlate has paid, but this is my personal login. You go to something called apps right here. And basically you just type in PartySlate here. And they have something called an API, or a product marketplace integration. You'll see PartySlate here. And then you click on it and it's going to say use an existing design or use in a new design. I'm going to say use in an existing design, and I'm going to go to my projects and I'm going to click on PartySlate LA mood board. This is something that we kind of created to point out kind of our LA party we had a few years ago that was kind of old Hollywood. The event partners each had a star. I actually framed this one on my wall right now, the PartySlate star. And we kind of talked about the kind of really immersive opening experience. This was at the W West Hollywood. And so if you look over here, you'll see it says Party Slate. You can use the same AI search tools, like if you wanted an aisle, I can't spell right now. If you wanted an aisle, you can click right here. And I guess Party Slate's not going to have aisles. So let me think of a stage photo. Stage, all the photos of the stages that we've created and the Party Slate branding. If you wanted to put Party Slate logo, to look for any activations we've done at events, you'll see anywhere there's a Party Slate logo, it's going to show up. Again, here, red carpet. You get kind of the general picture. These are all red carpet photos. And then again, kind of one of the fun things here is you can filter by portrait, landscape, or square. So let's say I want to do something for social media. I can pull all the red carpet portrait photos. So without having to tag any of your photos, or without having to go to your messy Dropboxes or local drives, you can pull in your Party Slate Pro portfolio, not just the ones that are on your public, anything on Party Slate Pro, events you've been credited in. Let's say the photographer credited you. All of these photos will be at your fingertips in Canva through this simple integration through their marketplace.
Really, we do have someone who just asked, is it
Yeah.
possible to add a more advanced search filter, including the ability to filter by a specific album? So I love that you asked that, Monica, because so right now, as you can see, the only available filter is orientation, but it is on our roadmap to build in some more of those additional advanced filters.
Yes.
And so keep an eye out. We will certainly be letting everyone know when those advanced features are available.
Yes.
Monica, I feel like that was like a question that was perfectly fed from the audience
Yes.
to what's coming next with our
Yeah, because if you look here at the filters we have capability for, and again, Phil, you're the product guy, so I don't know what is possible in Canva or not. We started with orientation just because social media, many people ask for that. But I think what you're asking for is album name. And that is, consider that a request that has been made.
Yeah. In our own product, orientation is the most used filter. So we started with that, but we wanted to get this in everybody's hands before we kind of built out all these other features and filters as well. But that's coming for sure.
Yep. And again, event type, other things. Please, in the chat, share, how would you like to leverage this? What would be helpful for you? Or you can actually email us after. And Phil is talking to our community on a weekly basis, and we have something called continuous discovery. We constantly want your feedback, and we like people that are vocal. We want you to be vocal because this is something we're investing a lot of our product resources, our tech team on building, and we want it to be incredibly valuable for you, and we want it to be a time saver. So this is something that we really want to invest in.
So I also just saw in the chat someone said, I tried to connect my Canva to Party Slate and it's saying access blocked, authorization error. So one thing to note is that when you do hit that connect button, there is going to be an option underneath it that says log in or sign in with a different email. If for some reason your Party Slate email address is different from your Canva email address, you're going to have to hit that little text under. It's a little hidden. So it's that big button that says connect. Under it, you should see some little text that says, choose a different account or like log in with a different account. Hit that text and it'll actually take you to a window where you can log into Party Slate with your Party Slate email address and credentials. And then you can try and connect again and it should work.
So where is that, Lillian? Here?
So under,
I might be logged in already,
if
so.
you're logged in already and you're already connected, Julie,
Okay.
it's when you first do the connection that very first time. You're not going to have to do it every time. It's just the very first time that you have to set the two apps up together. So
And the other thing, if you don't have something in Canva right away and you do use a new design, you can actually just, pick a whiteboard or a Facebook post or an Instagram post. Just pick anything so you can play around with it and see how it works.
So Kylie, hopefully that helped answer your question. I see you said, got it. Thank
Looks
you.
like it did. Yep.
Yeah. Just as an example, we are helping, partnering with RSVP. I don't know if any of you guys have gone to any of these events. And so if I wanted to, for my Instagram post, add something on top of their post, they're having a promotion. If you go to 2 events, you can go to Mayakoba complimentary. And so I might want to add something here. So I have these in my photos. I can actually edit it directly in here. I am not an Adobe Illustrator level designer. Canva is more my speed. It's much easier to do. This makes it super easy because I have everything here in my Party Slate Pro account. Any other questions on Canva? And again, if you're having trouble with it or trouble with your PartySlate login, there is a way to easily reset your password, but we are so wanting to learn what what you like, what you don't like. We are happy to jump on a 10-minute Zoom. I do like 5 or 6 of these a week, 10-minute Zoom just to get, hey, quick feedback on something we've built, or hey, how can we help you? We want to be helpful. We are real people on the other side of PartySlate.com and PartySlate Pro, and we want to learn what you like, what you don't like, and what we should build next. Okay, I'm going to go back, if I can, to the presentation and wrap things up. So one more thing we would like to learn. If you use Canva, we're just curious to know, what do you use Canva for? Proposals, mood boards, social media, email graphics, floor plans. I mean, I know a lot of people use floor plan platforms. What do you use it for? I'd love to learn from our community, because we're actually thinking about adding some templates and making it even easier for you to use Canva with some pre-existing templates. So it looks like a good mix. Phil, is this kind of consistent with what you guys are learning?
We've certainly heard proposals is the most common, so that this makes sense.
Yeah. And I think when we say
social media is number 2. Yeah.
When we say proposals, sometimes it's kind of in advance of the contract. So it's not the legalese and the actual signature or the payment, but it's actually a proposal that scopes out what the event will include, the components of what it will include. So I also know social media is very popular. I think a lot of people use this to create simple reels or to create a carousel. Or just even putting like a logo over a photo. So, hey, I was just named, XYZ award. And I always say, make news of news. Like if you have something, you were invited to speak, you were given some sort of recognition, you were in the New York Times, put a little photo with the New York Times logo on it and post it and say, wow, we were just featured in the New York Times. Or it could be any publication. This is great to see. So social media and proposals are the top. We use it for email, I know, for graphics, mood boards or design concepts. And yeah, we didn't think floor plans, but floor plans are more often done in floor plan applications. So I'm going to jump to the next. I'm sorry if you were still voting there. Just to kind of wrap up how we'd like to help. We are happy for the front of house to help you optimize your profile page. If you're already a premium member, you're working with a customer success manager, maybe it's a little out to date and we've been reaching out. We have found the more up to date and the more content you have, the more engaged people are. Conversions go up. An empty profile or light profile versus a chock full of different events, profile and event spaces converts higher, meaning they click to contact you higher. So let us know if we can help you. Number 2, we would love to give you a demo, and while we do the demo, get feedback from you on what you like about the AI search and Canva and share tools, what you'd like to see next, what would save you time. This is like research gold for us. We really, really want to hear from you. Like, we're very geeky over here. When we get like an insight, sometimes we do a little clip and we share it with the company. Don't worry, we won't put it on YouTube, but a clip of like, oh, did you see their excitement? Did you see what they asked for? It means so much to us when we learn from our community. And then also, we do have a freemium model, meaning you can have a free profile that has 3 real events. But many people don't have the time to keep it up to date and want a boost in our directory. And so we'd love to tell you more about how to get more exposure in those high ranking directory pages and also unlock that profile and really importantly, our service and support that we can provide you. And then we'd also love to tell you about upcoming events. We have 10 events lined up for next year. We're still getting the final venue partners. 100 venues responded to our RFP. We're still looking for venue partners for upcoming events, but we do have Charleston locked November 5th, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be kind of like a destination event. Yes, we'll have local community, but I know people from New York and Miami and other places are planning on flying in. We also have DC locked, which we're really excited because we haven't been there for a while. And then we're in the final stages of Miami and also looking into coming back to LA, Texas, and some other cities. So we really want these events to be a place where we can hear from our community what you like, what you need, but also just provide a networking opportunity. We do attract a lot of high profile, venues and planners and caterers and other companies that are looking to get more out of Party Slate, but also looking to meet new people and put them in their network. So scan the QR code, but we also are going to send you a recording of our presentation. If anyone wants to do a demo, you can also respond to our email that we send out or scan the QR code.
And one last thing, I saw Maria did just ask for the Tripleseat integration, how do we turn that on? And so we do there's some information that we will share about the Tripleseat integration in order to make it happen. If you're interested in that, scan that same QR code, and then there's going to be a little box at the bottom that says if there's any additional info. So just put in their Tripleseat info, and someone on our team will reach out to you to make sure that we can talk about it.
Awesome. And as far as what's next in our back of house, we're always optimizing front of house and making it faster, better. Again, our traffic is going up. Back of house, we're also excited about the ability to create a permanent collection. So now you have that permanent link that you've created. We're going to make that really easy to share, to have permanent collections. So let's say it's wedding cakes or aisles or stages, to have those saved in your Party Slate Pro. And we're also just excited to learn more from you. What would make it easy to give those venue tours or to pull things up while you have a meeting with a customer? How can we make it easier for you to have those right photos at the right time at the right place? We'd love to hear from you. Phil, Lillian, any final thoughts?
Haley also, sorry, I'm just monitoring the chat. I want to make sure we are addressing everything in the chat. So Haley asked about the Charleston event. So save the dates for members in the region did get sent to the email, everyone's email inbox already. And so if you don't have it in your email, you could also reach out to your customer success manager here at Party Slate as well if you're interested in attending. But we'll make that info to everyone. That QR code, again, it'll make sure that you're being put in touch with the right person on our team.
And for Tripleseat integration, we do include that with our premium membership, our premier and platinum membership. So if you are not a member yet and you're interested in membership, we have all different types of packages from low service to high service to high exposure in our directory to really, hey, I just want to use the tools. We have 3 different packages, and we're happy to walk through which one is right for you. For those of you who don't have a profile yet, we always say start with a free profile. Get to know us a little bit and see if this is something that you think could be helpful. And we would love to earn your business. All right. Well, just as a wrap up, I thank you guys for spending your time with us. We know how busy you are. We like to say, I know it's very geeky, but content is your currency. Content is the currency of this industry. And you create these beautiful, beautiful events. And we're the only industry in the world that has a professional photographer, videographer at the event. Like when I worked in retail and financial services, there weren't just photographers hanging around the store. Like you have to hire them and get them. So the reason you have so much content is thank you to our photographers that shoot these works of art, I like to say. With that comes a lot of complexity. So how are you going to store them? How are you going to access them? We want to make that easier. So when you want to post to Instagram, you want to get something in Canva, you want to share something, it's all in one place, ready to go. This is a solution I've wanted to bring to the industry for 9 years. And I really want to give, Phil a shout out, my co-founder, John Harrow, many people that have collaborated to bring the solution to market. I like to say we're early days of what we can do in the next 6 months. I'm really geeking out about what we're building and the additional value we're going to bring. But more importantly, we want you to start using what we have so that we can build together. So thank you guys so much for joining us, Lillian and Phil. Appreciate you guys being my co-pilots today. It is hard for me to demo and watch watch the chat at the same time, but I think we got to most of your questions. But reach out to us, scan the QR code, and we would love for you to either come to an upcoming event or jump on a Zoom with us. Thank you guys.
Everyone.
Thanks, everybody.